It's great to see you, Mr. Gasparon. You seem to be doing all right in your new career.
Very true.
Would you gentlemen care to jam?
What do you think, Eric?
Why not?
2, 1, 2, 3, go!
It came out.
Let me restart this. No, it did weird. Okay, there we go. If I can find this again,
Your
here we
new
go.
career.
Ah, there we are. Okay.
Would you gentlemen care to jam?
What do you think, Eric?
Would BB King like to jam? No, of course not.
No, you
1, 2, 3,
You'd
go!
be like stupid people. There's so many famous people in this video. It's not even funny. Hey. Oh, what the hell I did?
I don't know. It looks like he removed that video. There it is.
No. What the hell that was about? Oh, yeah. And I recognize half the people in here, and I still couldn't tell you their name. Mr. Belushi himself.
Mississippi down to New Orleans.
Come on, take a stroll down the bay.
Damn, somebody's stoned.
Listen to the music with the Dixieland beat.
Well, the magnolia blossoms fill the air. Well, you ain't been to heaven till you've been down there.
They got plant spots hanging, a big oak tree. Get out of here, Jimmy's on, take it.
Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, hey, yeah. I said, hey, hey, yeah. I said, hey, hey, yeah.
Come on, everybody, take a trip with me.
I love that ooh.
Down the Mississippi, down to New Orleans, yeah. Where the honeysuckle hanging on a honeysuckle vine. Where love is blooming there all the time. Every Southern belle is a Mississippi queen. Down the Mississippi, down to New Orleans. They got a red box hanging from a big oak tree. Down the Mississippi, down to New Orleans. I said, hey, 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 yeah.
Murphy Dunn.
Who did he work for? Which night host?
He was David Letterman's music guy. And Paul Schaefer's also on Earl Scruggs and Friends, the latest update of Foggy Mountain Breakdown, along with Steve Martin.
Every Southern belle is a Mississippi queen.
Down the Mississippi, down to
New
New Orleans.
We're having a heat wave.
There we go.
Come on, take a stroll down the Basin Street. And listen to the music of the Dixieland beat.
Like these stars found out there was a bunch of stars in it, so they wanted to be in it.
Your blossoms really fill the air. And you ain't been to heaven if you went in there. Yeah. Got
moss hanging from a big oak tree down in Mississippi, down in New Orleans.
I said, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I say, hey, yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
Come on, everybody, take a trip with me.
Down in Mississippi, down in New Orleans.
The Reverend.
They got a honeysuckle blooming on a honeysuckle vine.
How do you name yourself
And
after a
love
building?
is a blooming there all the time.
I hope they didn't have to pay all these people.
Yeah, I bet they did. I can guarantee you, thank God it doesn't work for free.
And listen to the music.
Look at that.
Neither
Oh,
does
come
he.
on.
Neither does he.
Well, the magnolia blossoms really fill the air.
And you ain't be to have it, and you ain't be to have it.
Yeah, these guys can't sing.
They got French moss hanging from a big ass tree. Down the Mississippi, down to New Orleans.
Who's coming in the driveway?
Oh, we're sorry for the commercial. That shit is just too funny, though. Oh, Lord, let me get out of here. Get out of the commercial. Sorry about that. Oh, welcome, everyone, to the Centralist. This is a special edition of the Centralist. We don't do the Centralist that much, but we do break it out for special editions, like, of course, presidential speeches, wartime stuff, just different things. Things that need an even hand or an even keel. You know, I caught the second half of the speech late last night, so then I went in when I got in my bedroom. I actually I put it on the big screen and sat down and listened to it from the beginning. Of course, it was funny watching them throw Al Green out. That shit was hilarious. You know, Dems, I don't even know what to think about y'all anymore. At this point, you're going to really, really have to start to behave. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah, I had to get most of the details from the guys at work. The last week, Friday through Monday, I went 7,000 miles across country. So last night, I put some earwax stuff in my ear to clear my ear out, and I was like, "Oh, cool! Here he comes!" I took, like 9:10, 9:15. He starts talking. I didn't hear a thing. I woke up at 4 a.m. That's the last. And once I turned my head over to drain my ear, I was it. I was done.
Somebody
Missed
was
the whole thing.
out for the night. Well, they what the hell's all this? Leave site. What are you doing? Nothing. Get off the. Just chill out, computer. What's all with the Facebook tonight? They were working great. All of a sudden, they ain't working worth a bleep.
Yeah, so all four of them just dropped out.
Yeah, I seen that all at one time too. Don't ask me, ladies and gentlemen. I have nothing to do with how Facebook works. Roku's actually been behaving now. Have you noticed that lately? Yeah, last couple of shows has been behaved. I guess they worked their shit out. Excuse. Ooh, beep beep. Oh, I can't curse on this show because it's Wednesday night. Well, yeah, I can curse, but I'm not going to. So I don't know how much y'all caught it. I mean, so they kick Al Green out. You know, the president starts out pretty mellow. I got to give him credit for this. And I heard Fetterman say this and Bernie Sanders say this. Because of the Democrats acting like such children, it made him look more presidential. And in fact, at no given time did I see him lose his temper. He didn't even frown when they were screaming over in the gallery. He was just like, yeah, whatever. And Mike, the Speaker of the House, got up and banged his gavel. Said, if you do it again, blah, blah. Eventually, they went and had the what was the Sergeant at Arms throw Al Green out. So then the Democrats at least knew they were serious. So they dragged him out, kicking and screaming. No, people wouldn't literally drag him out, but they brought him out, kicking and screaming. And he's out. And then after that, it was pretty much protests like it. You know, when the Republicans would stand, then the Republicans would stop clapping, and the Dems were like, "Woo," or something like that. A bunch of them had signs that said things, just different things, a lie, or whatever. Just it was really stupid. It looked like something. I don't know what it looked like. It just looked like something childish. A couple of them got up and walked out. No big deal. That just made you look stupid in front of your people because you're elected to be there. That's your job. By the way, if you're a House representative, a congressman, or a senator, that's your job. You're supposed to be there just as a joint session of what is it called? Congress. Oh, shit. That means you're supposed to be there. Both houses in full are supposed to be there. and they're supposed to sit through it, whatever it is, min and grab, whether you like it or not. It's your job. I'm sorry. And I'm sure you got a speech in advance, just like all the Republicans did. And half the news media, because I heard the news media talking about his speech 4 hours before he was going on. So I was kind of, I don't know if I was disappointed by that or not, but I did find it a little bit odd. Jimmy Reese, what? He didn't. Yeah, he didn't get mad. I know. So Fetterman, by the way, he comes out and says, let me see if I might even have the article. Let me see. I might have it. Stuff like this I like to share on my Facebook pages. So, no, I share them on the business pages too, but I share them on my personal page. My personal pages as well. Because that way people can get to them, take a look at them, say, "Hey, look, Joe's lost his mind, man. Oh crap, he's really gone over the edge this time. Holy moly! I told you, people, don't let him smoke that shit, but y'all did. Now look at him; he done lost his mind." But anyway, here it is, right here. And y'all can see it up there. Let me blow it up for everybody. Can you blow it up? I don't know if you can blow it up. I don't think this is the blowing up kind, guys. Maybe we'll do it like this. There you go. Fetterman shreds them colleagues. I wrote on the thing. I had left a comment on here. It's on here somewhere on the United Public Radio, but I left a comment basically saying, Fetterman, you just need to become a Republican, man. Or just admit that you're a really middle Democrat. He's a centrist Democrat for sure.
Yes. I think he definitely has issues on both sides. And which is surprising because when we were going through the election and all, I was calling him a punk and a thug because he dresses in hoodies while he's campaigning. I'm like, dude, you're going for senator. You look a little more professional, but he's more professional than he dresses, to be honest with you.
He is. He is definitely more professional than he dresses. There's no doubt about that. And some people just aren't comfortable in suits, but I thought at some place I remember hearing back in the day, I thought it was you had to wear a suit in Congress. I'm pretty sure there was a regulation that you have to wear a suit in Congress.
It seems that you should. It's the
of order on that crap right now.
Yeah, you're in the face of the public, because the public can go in there, I do believe, except for closed sessions.
See people
and they can watch the process happening, and these are the people that are working for you. You want to see these guys in sandals and t-shirts? No, they should be wearing ties and dresses and not your Sunday best maybe, or going to a wedding, but at least business casual, bare minimum.
See that, Jackie? Makes him look presidential. That's a Democrat. There's a couple other Democrats that came out. He's got real big polling numbers. We're going to get to that in a little while. The speech polled really well, even though I was watching CBC earlier today. It's the Canadian broadcast people.
Canadian broadcast corporation. I
don't know. Canadian broadcast coons. I don't know. There's something wrong with them people, man. There's something seriously wrong with them people.
It's in the water, Joe. It's in the water.
So, I'm listening, by the way, to this channel, and they're talking to this mayor of this town up there. She said, because a lot of people drive across the border and buy stuff in America. Almost all of them, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know this, almost all the Canadians that live along our border come shopping in the United States.
Yeah.
Yes. They come grocery shopping here and then other shopping here. So
it's true.
I don't want to put any undue harm in them or undue harm.
There are also some what they call snowbird Canadians that they maintain their residency in Canada, but certain months they live down in Florida or down in California to avoid certain months of the winter.
It's it's like the Yankees coming down to Florida.
Yeah, it's the snowbirds.
So, speaking of that, Dan DeSantis says he's going to put a tax on people coming from New York to Florida. He said they're dirty and messy, and they cost them extra money.
Yeah,
but they're going to start taxing them. So if you have a New York license and you come to Florida, you're going to get an extra tax, like 5% on everything you do, food, gas, everything. It's going to be ridiculous. Don't hate on me. I'm not in Florida. I live in the second cheapest state in the union. Yes, by 12.5% cheaper than the average. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And it's spelled weird.
And I live in the state with the largest black population. Ooh, yes. I know. So, you can't say what's that? No, it is pertinent because, people always bitching about this, that, and the other thing. Well, most of the large black populations are in the South. Virginia, Maryland has a large one because of
Yeah.
DC, and then Virginia, and pretty much it just kind of sweeps down and around out to Texas, and that area is where the majority of blacks live in the United States. Not that they don't live in every state, they do, but to put this into perspective for you, I have a friend of mine who moved from Africa. She used to she was raised in West Africa. Then she lived in England for a while, and then they moved out to Arizona for a while. And then when she became an adult, she moved to New York and got her nursing degree, which she said sucked because no one would give her a job because, of course, she was a rookie and no one wanted to give her a job. So she had to work like in private stuff and at homes and places like that until she got up a little ways, and then she worked her ways up. And then she decided about 3 years in, she wanted to be a nurse practitioner. So she went and got her license to be a nurse practitioner. Then she said, that's not enough. I want to be a doctor. So she went and got her doctor's degree. And she said on top of that, she just went ahead and she said, I did all this. I might as well get the PhD. Now, she did all of this in the Upper East, in Philly, New York, places like that. So then she says, okay, I've got everything. I got experience. I got money. She moves out west. The dream of living in the West. So she moves in with Portland or Seattle. I think it's Portland. Anyway, she calls me one day and she goes, Joe, there's no black people here. I started laughing. She said, no, really, it's not funny. She says, there's none. I said, there are. I said, there's just like, I think it's 1% of the population or 0.1. It's a very small compared to, anywhere else where you were living. I mean, living in New York and Philly, they have large populations.
Yeah.
She said it took her almost 3 years to get used to it. I don't think she actually really ever has gotten used to it. It's just weird because, where she was raised, of course, and then where she lived in the United States in the beginning was just like anywhere. And then she moves out west and there are no black people. Why aren't there no black people in Washington or Oregon for that matter? Why?
Too cold.
What is that, people? No, because there's black people in New York and shit, and it's cold up there in Chicago and all, man.
Yeah, but Seattle and Washington State, those states, they're much colder and they're rainy all the time. All the time.
Jeffrey said it's the Native Americans. What do you mean it's the Native Americans? Who they're going to scalp? They didn't scalp them stupid white people.
He's not wrong about one thing. Native Americans, we do know, have one of the highest rates of suicide among per capita their groups than any other haplogroups.
Yeah, they wanted to help. There's some group up there. They want to take the back portion, the half of the portion of Portland. I mean, not Portland, Oregon, and merge it with Idaho. They don't want to be Port of Portland anymore. Port of Oregon anymore. And they're saying the same thing about half of Washington state. So basically about 2/3 of each state wants to leave the state they're part of and become part of Idaho, which would make it a monster state, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It's weird.
It'd be another freaking Texas.
But how is it possible? How would they go about doing that? Do the states have to hold a vote, or
I don't know how that works. I don't know what binds you to a state. I'd have to look into. I've never looked into that, to be honest with you. It's never been something that's ever.
There must be a process because we have 50.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Obviously, a process to decide where the borders are and that kind of thing. But
and they're all different shapes and sizes.
How do you move it? How do you move the border?
I guess it's just a line on the paper. You just scratch it out and draw a new one. Trump earns largely positive speech recognition, but ejected Dems behavior widely Dems inappropriate. Anyway, most of the stuff I read about the Dems today or listened to about the Dems today was bad. Everybody's basically saying y'all look like a bunch of crying babies. You're senators and you're up there with a little paddle going, bad lie, Elon. We hate you, Leon. And then he said, get rid of the bureaucrats, and they all pointed at Elon and went, boo, boo. Okay, yeah. What are you, 12? Really, and Elon's technically not a bureaucrat. It's not what he actually is.
He's not even an official. So.
Actually, what he actually is, well, bureaucrats aren't elected officials; they're just bureaucrats. But they're hired by the elected official. But you know what he is? He is a bureaucrat killer. Yes, he munches. He's spitting them out like they're nothing. I mean, I think after this 80,000 to get rid of at I think it's the Veterans Affairs, there'll be over like 300,000 federal workers canned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sooner or later it's going to come back to bite Trump in the ass. But hey, I don't think he cares.
Yeah, well, I mean, he already had one reversed. He fired like, was it 70% of the USDA, and then they said no, you can't do that, and they put them all back to work.
And some of the stuff he's going to be able to. A lot of these cases he's going to win. A lot of these cases he's not. He got slapped with USAID, but the thing with USAID is it's not quite what people thought it was. So they said, "Oh, USAID said, oh, no. Let me explain what USAID said. USAID said any contract that was already signed and in process had to be paid. Nothing else did, though. Yes, people. So it has to be not just a signed contract. It has to be a signed contract in motion, or it's no good. He doesn't have to pay him. So a lot of people still aren't going to get their money. And a lot of people aren't going to get their $20 million Disney in Saudi Arabia. I mean, really, why are we paying for fucking Disney in Saudi Arabia?
Why doesn't Disney pay for Disney in Saudi Arabia? If Disney wants
Shit,
to
why does it? Come on. Saudi Arabia is one of the richest freaking countries on the planet. Why don't they pay for it?
They can pay for their shit. Yeah.
I mean, they're a little mini empire over there. They don't need us to be paying for that stuff. That's ridiculous. Oh, you mean the 300? No, it was all together. I think came out to what was it? $115 million in condoms across 5 countries.
Yeah.
One country got $55 million worth of condoms. I was like, wow, okay.
Why?
Yeah, I wouldn't even know what to think about it.
Why? I mean, they tried this in the 70s, and we talked about this before. You know, they did this in Africa, and literally, in order to show them how to demonstrate how to operate them, they rolled them over on bananas. Like they peeled the banana and they put the condom on the banana. So from that point on, those condoms that were given away for free in order to stop the population were used to cover bananas, because that's what everybody did with it.
Yeah,
you know, body parts. They just covered their bananas with it.
Yeah. Hey, people take things literally, guys. You know,
Yeah.
It was a waste of money. Apparently it was bad teaching by whoever went over there to teach them. You know, because let's be honest, guys. Maybe $5 million went to condoms. The other $50 million went to other people. That money was divvied up. You can bet your ass on that. That's the problem with all this money. A lot of this money is not going to.
That shipment for $55 million worth of condoms wasn't $55 million worth of plutonium or uranium or.
You know what I mean? Buying condoms wholesale, $55 million would probably cost you about 25 cents.
Money for some latex.
I mean, that's a lot of condoms, man. I mean, that's a lot.
And they have
you can tie them together and float your ass to space with that many. It's crazy. And then there's way more stupid stuff than that. And why we're doing transgender operations outside of our country, you have to really wonder what the hell that's about. Really, people, you have to really.
Some kind of weird Democratic sex party behind closed doors.
You have to wonder what this whole push was to make America argue. And remember, this bathroom argument started with Obama.
Yes.
And I used to bitch all the time, if we're going to do this, then we're going to have more than 2 bathrooms. And guess what? I was in Phoenix. They got multiple bathrooms. I was in LA. They got multiple bathrooms.
We have some Walmarts have 3 bathrooms. They have a ladies' room, a men's room, and then in between is a family room. And it has a family like the universal room for family, like your mom, dad, baby, and the kids, and what have you. So you can use that restroom. It's for any sex, as long as you are smart and lock the door. Yeah.
Well, so in LA they had the family bathroom, they had the men and women's, and then they had 2 other additional bathrooms. This was LAX. And Phoenix had 4. I guess it's the IT bathroom. I don't know. I didn't read the sign. I just went in and, because all the 2 were really, and what killed me was the other 2 were really, really, really busy. I just walked in the other one. It's like, what the hell, people? I said, I don't care what it says. What are you going to tell me something? I'm a big ugly guy. What are you going to tell me? Nothing. That's what you're going to tell me. You're going to tell me nothing. And they go, well, was he a girl? Jesus, he makes an ugly guy. No, people. But really and truly, it has been funny to listen to the speeches from the Democrats and the different people. Now, I didn't hear the whole, I got to listen to the rest of it, which we might listen to the end of on here. So I heard the rebuttal speech. I don't know, call it rebuttal speech, whatever the hell it was. It was done by
the Democrat response to the president's.
Yeah, so it's a new senator, and she's 48, and for some reason the Democrats decided to let her do it. I guess they knew no matter what they said, they were going to look like assholes. I mean, really, truly. So why not hang the new guy? You know, that's how I look at it. Why not hang the new guy? No, really, just I mean, why not hang the new guy? Yeah, I mean, who cares? Well, we get 2 of these. Let's delete one of these, huh? Oh, I don't know, Barry. So you're gonna have to. You mean a show? Okay. Shows start at around $100 a month, depending on what slot you want to be on, and then they go from there. How many hours you want? Yeah, 4 days a week. Well, no. So any base price covers 4 shows, unless you specifically ask for 2. Yes, but anyway, you can write to me when we're off. Write to me at iCarcox.net. Don't expect an answer right away, though. Yeah, I don't always check my email. Sometimes I get caught up in other stuff. So what is this one? Angry Democrat donors turn off flow of money. Ha 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 ha. I can feel it being. So guys,
donors of what? Flow of money to what? To charities?
No, angry Democrat donors cutting off the money to the Democrats. And they've been doing it for a while.
So people who donate to the Democratic Party to have them do things are pulling their money. Nice.
Yes, they are. So a big donor, a big group, one of those super PACs, they pulled their money. They said they're not backing the Democrats anymore. So they're going to have to come up with something far better than what they got. And the one guy said, and I hate to say this, but the Republicans look more like the party of inclusion than you do. So that was interesting. I find that most interesting. I don't know if this one's got an audio clip or not. This is the Hill. Sometimes the Hill does. No, wait. Oh, shit, it does. Look at that. So hold on. Don't understand why we're not hearing that, and I don't see.
You gotta hit the present.
There it is.
Yeah. If it's on another screen, you got to change the screens in the present screen here.
Let's see. Where am I at on this thing? Oh, okay. Hold on. I lost the screen. What the hell's going on with this thing? Okay. All right. Well, let's go back over here for a minute. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's being very weird. Let's say remove, add to stage. Not that one. Okay. Stop screen. There we go. Okay. Well, sometimes it doesn't make you stop the screen. Sometimes it does. Okay, I think this is it. Now if we can just get it to restart. What the hell?
The party following the devastating 2024 elections for them. And we've learned that from our colleagues Amy Parnes and Hannah Trudeau that donors
Amy Parnes, what she's doing there?
Essentially
traveling
for
bitch.
Democrats. How are Democrats reforming the party and addressing the concerns of donors?
They first seem like they're trying to still gather the pieces of what happened in November. We hear so often about this autopsy that happens after elections. And sure, it's a trite saying, but it really is true. Democrats are going to have to do some soul searching and figure out what went wrong in November and how do they prevent that from happening again. These donors put millions of dollars into an effort and a group that doesn't have a clear vision and a clear plan of how to make good on that money 2 years later, 4 years later. So I think that Democrats are going to have to still pick up the pieces, figure out what their new plan of action is, and go ahead and execute it. And by the way, figure out who's going to be that top person to execute it. It's this question we've still been hearing about. Who is the face of the Democratic Party? Lawmakers on Capitol Hill who I speak to are still trying to figure that out. I think that once they have that vision and that
Find somebody about
the faucet
55.
may turn on after
They,
that.
they need
This
someone
is
who's not a
big
complete
because
buffoon
we know
is the
that money
problem,
over
or
politics,
like
even though people
you know,
don't want to think it is, it's
evil as
so
hell, like Clinton.
essential to the political system.
You know, somebody was trying to say, let's do Adam Schiff. I'm like, no, not Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff will destroy your party. I mean, no, let's not go to Adam Schiff, people. No. That's not a good one. No, really, think about it, guys. I mean, Adam Schiff's an idiot. This is a guy who went on CNN and MSNBC how many times? Russia. Oh, next week we got him. He's going to jail, man. We got him. We got evidence stacked up to my neck.
Wow.
I mean, there are countless arguments. I mean, he's on countless TV shows saying how Trump was no good. We got Trump. He's done. He's over with. We got the evidence. And I never understood why Trump didn't sue him. Trump sued everybody else. Maybe he didn't. I just don't know about it.
He might have. I mean, he's sued so many people.
He did. So it's hard to actually say. Danny, I don't know. Let me see. I'm going to drop them all and see what happens. And then I'll put them back on. How's that? Well, I don't know, because I don't know why it's acting like a you know what.
Horses patoot.
It's hey, look, I don't have nothing to do with the operations of Facebook. I'm just saying. As much as I like Facebook, I don't have no day-to-day operations on how Facebook works. It is Facebook, and it does whatever the hell Facebook wants to do when it wants to. And it might not necessarily be Facebook. It could be StreamYard. Yeah, because they're not even coming back now. Oh wait, they're not even there. Let's try it again. I must have turned them all off again. Okay, I'm a dumbass. What's that, James? No, I forgot to hit save. Anyway, where were we before I get off on a rampage playing with that?
We were talking about. Oh, I can't remember his name, her name, but Chit. Too bad we don't have like a reverse button. We can go back. Oh,
well, we do, but we're just not going to do that. It's just too much trouble. What is that, Kathleen? No, we got lots of good stuff. Okay. Oh, look at this one. CN Poland. Oh, look, this is over. Trump approval rating over Biden on Russia, Ukraine. So this is sad. Let me see if this. I think there's an audio clip with this. This is just. Oh man, let me see if I can find it. There was an article. I know it's audio because I listened to it earlier. Let me see. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this. Where's it at? Come on, where's it at? Man, so this was a CNN thing, and I believe it was Jake Tappan who said he was stunned about the poll because so Biden in 2024 at this time was minus 22 points. Trump is plus 2 points. That means he would be 24 points ahead of Biden on the handling of the Ukraine war.
Yeah.
So, and the Dems didn't even know what to do with that. They were just stunned. It was first thing the Dems said, well, but it's still below 50%. Well, yes, it is because he hasn't ended the war yet. But
he said that he'd have it done by the 19th. Like that was his deadline. He'd have the Ukraine war ended by before he was inaugurated. He said that was his exact words.
He was. Oh wait, hold on, Jack. I don't know if this one's actually got the numbers. I know it's got them written, but we'll pull it up and play it. Give me a second. Present. Share your screen. What? No, we're not singing a Beatles music. Hey, with the monkeys. Well, no, that's not the Beatles. What's an easy one? What's that one? Why don't we do it in the road? That's the whole song. Why don't we do it? Pretty much. I think it's two verses.
That's not the monkeys, though.
No, that's the Beatles. That's what I said. The first one was the monkeys. The second was the Beatles. Let's see. What's it? No, I cannot sing. I cannot draw a stick man. I can't sing. Thank God I can talk because I would be lost in the jungle. That's all I got to say. Let me turn this on and see what we got here.
To President Trump's speech to Congress.
It's 8 minutes if somebody needs to pee or something.
America is back. And he
America's
is
back, you
emphasizing his
bitches.
agenda during a 100-minute speech, promising what he calls a golden age for America.
My focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. We've had serious discussion.
Wait, before we go any further. So there's a 13-year-old kid there who's fighting brain cancer that the president met last year. So the kid's gotten, honorary badges from different police departments because that's what he wants to be, a policeman. So Trump arranged it so he can get a Secret Service badge.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So he's got his little IDs, little Secret Service thing. Now the whole place stood up, but not one Dem could stand up for this kid. What the fuck, Democrats? I'm sorry, and you made me curse on Wednesday.
Well, I also heard that they had the family of Lake and Riley there. Democrats,
yes, they
did not applaud for what Trump did for that family. And then there was another.
There were a couple of families there. There was a couple of really nasty things that happened.
Well, no, and there was the one that struck me is one of the younger guys I work with said that, and he couldn't remember her name until the older guy came by. Pocahontas was what he called her. Was it Margaret Reed or Janet Reed? I can't remember the first name, but she clapped when Trump said that there might be another 5 more years worth.
Oh no, that was that's Pocahontas's. Keep wanting to say Nancy. It's Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth Warren, yes, that's the one.
Yeah, okay, could me a second to get out of my head, but Lizzie
Why would you
Warren.
5 more years of war in Ukraine?
She tried to play that away on some interview later on, but it didn't work.
Bullshit.
Nothing so far. It didn't matter where these Democrats went after this. CNN, MSNBC. It just sounded like idiots. Jake Tapper actually took up for the president twice, and he was kind of
get the picture. My one of my friends at work, and I think he's like in his 20s. He had a screenshot of a poll from CBS, which we know to be a blue polling, trending polling place, and they were 73% in favor of what Trump said last night, and 24% against it, or whatever the difference is.
So last night, just to help y'all out, ladies and gentlemen, 51% of the viewers were Republicans. The other 49% were independents and Democrats. So you can bet you about 40% of those viewers were Democrats. So they tried to say the initial one was around 60%, and then it actually came out at 73%. That means 22% of Democrats like Trump's speech, or 10% Democrats, 10% independents. Well, somebody liked his speech way more than what you need to be president or get elected. I mean, it's rough. I mean, that's harsh numbers for the Democrats. And here we are a month in, and Democrats every day are talking about how they hate him. He's doing this. And his numbers seem to keep going up. Democrats, you're half the problem. You're driving. We tried to tell you this in the first election. The reason he got one was because we only ever heard Trump's name. That's it. It was always Trump, 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 Trump. But you might have been negative or Russia, 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 but it was Trump, 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 Trump. Eventually, the only thing people had in their head is Trump. It's president and it's Trump. President and Trump. That's all they associated anymore. You just burnt it out. And you're doing the same thing here. And you think this is going to help you for 2026. This is going to hurt you. If you stay on the course you're on right now, my friends, you're going to get hurt. What's that, Bobby? No, I'm a centrist. I'm not actually a Republican. And I can find fault with both parties. I look for my friends that are centrist Republicans or centrist Democrats, not liberals, because there's no such thing as a liberal centrist, but no, crazy, but not no. So those kind of people I can deal with. And that is the majority, by the way.
Well, crazy for that matter.
But this is the majority of the country. Yeah. The centrist Republicans, the centrist Democrats, and the centrist independents and people like us, that's the majority of the country. And they should just get together and make a party and be done with it. And this shit wouldn't go on like this anymore. Because right now, attaching themselves to two losing parties, the Republicans got some deep crazies way out right, and the liberals got even deeper crazies way out left. They used to not, but they've just gone over. And somehow or another, the progressive liberals have taken over the Democratic Party, and no one in America likes that. No one. Not even the Democrats like it. They were talking about it the other day. Matter of fact, there's a movement inside of the Democratic Party. You don't have to take my word for it. Just look it up on the internet. There's been these guys have been in several shows. They got together. I forgot where it was. They had a meeting of the centrist Democrats. They don't want to talk about AOC anymore. They don't want to talk about Omar. Anybody who is crazy and stupid or woke, they don't want to talk to. They want them away from them. They're actually trying to push themselves away from these people. And you can bet your ass behind closed doors, they're going to be trying to get rid of these people now. Somewhere along the line, somebody thought this was cool. I don't know who. Somehow the Democrats got caught up in the wokeness, and then they realized, oh my God, what do we do with ourselves? And then all of a sudden they found out what they did to themselves.
Yeah.
Well,
Oops.
all right. Okay, Mark. So you want to say this isn't a mandate for Trump? Okay, maybe. But he did win the presidency and the popular vote. Popular vote's pretty much a mandate. But more than that, he won the House and the Senate, and he has the Supreme Court. That means this man controls all branches of government. Oh, that's a mandate, my friend. I don't know how else you can look at that. That's a complete another mandate. And it is a mandate for the simple fact that Biden was the stupidest, dumbest, most moronic president to ever live ever in the United States. He makes Jimmy Carter look like a hero. And some of the other ones that were worse. So look, don't hate on me. I didn't put him in office. And for every liberal out there who said that there was nothing wrong with him and he should be allowed to run his country and then go for re-election, every one of you should be shot. Every one of you wanted to do harm to this nation because you knew he had no business being there. He was weak and vulnerable and easily influenced, and he had no business being there. He was like the old man that you offered the chocolate ice cream cone to. He was like, yeah, give me that. That's pretty much what he was. It's sad, people. It's sad. And y'all allowed this to go on. And then you want to blame him for Kamala's loss. Kamala lost because Kamala was an idiot. And I'm going to say this again, and I've been quite open about this. So if you go around the world and look at all the women leaders that have won parts, like 88% of them are conservatives. And the ones that aren't conservatives are centrist liberals, centrist Democrats. They're not way out there. Those are all the ones. Those are intelligent, strong. Angela Merkel was kind of in between. Yeah, she couldn't always make up her mind. she seemed to have some issues with some stuff. She didn't like Trump till the end, though. Yeah, until after she left, and then she said she might have misjudged him. Well, he's different. I watched him last night. He was different. They in the old days, this would have been off on a rampage. He would have got goaded 7 or 8 times. He didn't. He just went on about his business. He did his speech, which, by the way, I heard J.D. Vance got caught on hot mic for saying it was too long. Ooh, Vance, you could be replaced with Mike Johnson, baby, by watching. You could be replaced. Present. Okay, here we go. We're going to put this back on. So if y'all want to run and get a Coke or drink or something, we're going to put this on right quick and let it play for a minute or two.
With Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that. The golden age of America has only just begun.
Wow.
Now, CBS News polling
go.
shows a large majority of viewers, most of whom are Republicans, you should be aware, approved of Donald Trump's speech.
This is the one I was talking about. So I got the numbers wrong, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Only 23% of people who watched
well, there's a lot of good
speech
polls out there. It's not just these.
of what they heard. Now, we have full team coverage of all of this for you. We begin with CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi in our Washington bureau.
Only 51% were Republicans.
Nicole Killian standing by. Olivia, let's begin with you. What was your biggest takeaway from Trump's 100-minute address last night?
Well, besides it being the longest address that's happened in front of Congress in a long time, Errol, there were a couple of things that Trump said that certainly caught my attention. Let's tick through them.
Ooh, here we go.
First, he said he wants to get rid of the CHIPS Act. This was something he said caught my eye, caught my attention, because this was a wildly popular bipartisan bill to increase chip production in the U.S. for national security purposes and also economic purposes. Trump turned to Speaker Johnson and told him they should get rid of the act and use the leftover money to pay off some of the debt. I'm curious how that will impact especially Republican lawmakers, who this act was very popular in a lot of their districts. He also urged Congress to make his tax cuts permanent, adding that he wants to make American-made car taxes deductible, the interest on American-made cars deductible. He also blamed former President Biden, for the high cost of eggs. That certainly caught my attention. Of course, that's something that a lot of Americans have been talking and certainly noticing when they're at the grocery store. Trump says it's not my fault, it's his, and he's doing what he can to bring down the cost of eggs, directing his secretaries to handle that. I do also want to know, he talked.
Hey, what happened?
Wow, I don't know. It zapped out again.
To toss to a bit of sound where he talked about how Americans will be feeling the squeeze on some of his tariffs.
It may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases. And I said, just bear with me. And they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again. And this will be even better. That was great.
And Trump asking Americans there to stand by him, bear with him, as we are going to go into what he's calling an adjustment period, Errol, for these tariffs. That's also code for high prices.
Very good point, Olivia. Thank you for that. Stand by. Nicole, I want to ask you about the Democratic position on all of this, because there are questions as to whether they should react theatrically to what the president was saying or organize against policy. Do Democrats feel that the equal protests last night?
I'm not sure there was a clear message there either myself.
And I talked to a Democratic member before the joint address got underway. And, you know, what this member conveyed is that, which is largely what Leader Jeffries conveyed ahead of this address, is that it really kind of is a personal decision, or was a personal decision for members. In the case of the member that I spoke to yesterday, you know, this person chose to attend the joint session and said that they were there to kind of listen and hear the president out, primarily because of the makeup of their district. And so, you know, I think you have to take that into consideration with respect to how some Democrats responded. Yes, some of it was organized in the sense of, you know, many members, for instance, in the congressional.
Oh, you're gonna get sued.
They were holding up. Some walked out of the speech. Of course, the most notable was the disruption from Texas Congressman Al Green. But, you know, he's certainly been around the block a long time here on Capitol Hill, and he made clear that he is not concerned about any punishment that might come his way, that he felt that he wanted to stand up in that moment because of what he believes are very punishing cuts on the part of the Trump administration, and potentially more to come when you look, for instance, at potential cuts to Medicaid as Republicans try to debate a larger budget package. So from that standpoint, while yes, some believe that Democrats' actions were disgraceful, may not have been as cohesive as some wanted, at the end of the day, it was an individual decision for members.
In other words, they were dumbasses. There of the congressman being escorted out. Speaker Johnson saying he's open to a censure of the congressman if that's brought to the floor. Olivia, we had this CBS News polling, which is only of people who watched the speech, and similar to the room inside, a lot of Democrats chose not just to physically be there, but not to tune in. But from those who watched the speech, they're hopeful about Trump's presidency and his plans to tackle inflation. So what is next on the president's agenda on that front?
Yeah, we should note that our polling from last night reflects that a majority of the viewers of the speech were Republican. We feel quite hopeful about the direction of the country and what they heard from Trump. You know, he did highlight a lot of lightning rod issues for Republicans, including the anti-trans culture war, targeting of DEI, targeting of waste in the federal government, and really bolstering Elon Musk in that speech. So all of these things, lightning rods for Republicans. They liked hearing it, but you're right. The conversation around inflation and high prices.
She said that it was mostly Republicans. Sweetie, mostly Republicans don't want CBS, so you just lied outright.
Who watched the speech, again, majority
I
Republicans
hate when they do
liked
that.
what they heard.
The
from
majority of
Trump
their
as far as
audience, probably
tackling high
80%,
prices.
is
They feel that he had
Democrats.
a good plan to handle that. But now the next part of all of this, as we heard from Trump yesterday, he tackled immigration, a lot of executive orders on that, a lot of executive orders on culture war items, but those targeting of high prices, which Americans are certainly going to start feeling now, especially with those tariffs, that's something they want to see action on.
And Nicole, on Olivia's point, you need bipartisanship to get government funding approved. These speeches typically from one president.
You gave me indigestion time to move on, dude. Sorry. Oh, well, whoever the hell that was somebody on CBS. The poll numbers were great, though. They lied just a little bit about the numbers of when it came to how many people were actually watching it. I mean, how many were Republicans? All the major polls say it was around 51 to 55% of the people who tuned in were Republicans. The rest were either independents or Democrats. Remember, a lot of independents voted for Trump, and some Democrats voted for Trump. So, I'm telling you that that other 45% was probably a mix of independents and Democrats. Well, John, people want to lie, but I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. It really doesn't. It was a good speech. He did a good job on it. He spoke well. He talked about a lot of stuff. He didn't shy away from things. He could have spoke a little bit more about the economy, but he did tell us, it might be a little rough for a while before it gets better. He did talk about drill, baby, drill, baby, drill. So we all know once we start drilling, prices start coming down.
Campaign and administration. But I think what is the key here is the transformation from the first, Trump the first and now Trump the second administration. His campaign manager now, the lady that's chief of staff, she's flipped the grid 100%. I mean, where people once thought he was. I mean, I still think he's a dick, just because of the way he used to be angry twittering back and forth to everybody who got on his nerves back in the first administration. He doesn't do that anymore.
No, he doesn't.
She's flipped him around 180 degrees from what he had been, and people don't perceive that, and he may still be that, once behind the scenes, make, sarcastic, nasty quips about people. I do it, though. I do it all the time. So, especially when someone cuts me off on the highway, I'm like, and I go into a litany of, very, very unpleasant words because someone cut me off on the road.
It's, what's this one? It's a different one, let's say. And that same one, I think. Yeah, the same one. So, what's that, Frank? No, I've seen that poll earlier. So, the couple of the polls I've seen earlier definitely had 51 to 55% of the viewers as Republicans, and the rest were other people. And I don't think CBS and NBC are realizing how many Democrats want to see this. Remember, so we just were talking earlier. So they lost one of their big donors, one of their big, what do they call them? Oh shit, I forgot what you call them. Mega donors or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
The ones like Elon Musk, they lost one of them for sure. They're gone. They lost some others, but what they've been losing a lot of is their grassroots people, their everyday people, their 10, 15, 20, $2,500 people. They've lost at least half of them now. Wow. And they've lost some other millionaires. And then some of the other millionaires, like Mark Cuban and Soros and Bill Gates, are kind of a little leery because the Democrats have such a bad rep right now. They don't really want to be seen giving them money. So they're in a tight, they're financially in a tight. They've got to have to work out how they're going to stop doing this. I mean, how they're going to get to somewhere other than where they are right now. I mean, it's just kind of sad to see this party go down like this, but they did it to themselves. That's the sad part. It'd be one thing,
but also didn't someone get, kind of independently wealthy doing insider trading as a result of their jobs as senators and representatives and whatnot? Why don't they pay for it themselves?
A lot of them, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And a lot of them could pay for it themselves. That's the other thing. A lot of them could do it. Let's grab this one right quick. This is just kind of a little weird one we're going to play right here real quick. This is Ronald Reagan in 1975 and Kamala Harris in 2024. So let's listen to what these two have to say. This is kind of you're just kind of like, oh, okay.
One's a Republican, by the way. The other is Democrat.
Yeah, one's a Republican, one's a Democrat. Okay, well, I got to hit the play button.
They're taking almost half of every dollar earned in the United States. And most people don't realize it because the taxes are hidden in the so-called business taxes. You know, the politician that stands up and yells, oh, let's save the little man, let's tax business, and everybody yells, hooray. But they haven't figured out that every tax on business is just a part of the cost of production. And the customer winds up paying it when he buys the product. It's a hidden sales tax. There's 116 of them in the suit of clothes that each one of us is wearing.
We're going to have to raise corporate taxes, and we're going to have to make sure that the biggest corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. That's just it. It's about paying their fair share. I am not mad at anyone for achieving success, but everyone should pay their fair share, and it is
That's
not.
why she didn't win. Oh, God, Pete, I'm so glad.
Today, they're taking almost half of every dollar earned in the United States.
Repeating themes.
The taxes are hidden in the so-called business taxes. You know, the politician that stands up and yells, oh, let's save the little man, let's tax business, and everybody yells, hooray. But they haven't figured out that every tax on business is just a part of the cost of production. And the customer winds up paying it when he buys the product. It's a hidden sales tax. There's 116 of them in
I think he's on Johnny Carson.
Right.
We're going to have
That's what
to
it looks
raise
like.
corporate taxes, and we're going to have to raise.
Maybe the first one to
We're
ever
going to
make
have
a
to
shuttle.
make sure that the biggest corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. That's just it. It's about paying their fair share. I am not mad at anyone for achieving success, but everyone should pay their fair share, and it is not.
And it is not right, people. So you need to pay your damn fair share, you doofballs. What's it, Jackie? Yeah, it's kind of weird these days. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Oh, I thought I heard a bloop come in when I was over there playing
Michael
with
Langley in the house.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Angley's stopping by. No, I mean, so far, I mean, all of his numbers have been really good. I mean, they're way up now. Even his approval ratings up. I mean, it's 57, 58%.
Yeah.
Every liberal in the place is having a heart attack.
And he's got the entire world scared. At least our friends and our enemies are scared of what he's going to do next. But they were he's got them by the short and curly hairs, just like Reagan did back in the 80s. He had the entire world eating out of his palm.
Well, it's like when you hear the Democrats, oh, the thing with Lizinski was an embarrassment. No. And just so y'all know, Lizinski started that fight. Okay, he was the one over there saying nobody ever did anything for him and helped him, and he was whining and whining and whining. And J.D. Vance just had enough of it. I mean, you know, we just had enough of it. Oh, you mean the $350 billion? I don't know. I know America's giving them $150 billion in cash. But we also know we've given
and equipment to the tune of $250 billion. And
so, yeah.
To the taxpayers, in our deficit, we are $1.4 trillion to pay for those things that we're giving away to him.
So, I mean, Trump stopped it the other day. He put a ban on him. No more stuff going to the Ukraine until this is. It's so funny. So he was running around town.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so look, people, let's examine Lizinski for a minute before we get back to Trump. So here's a guy, you know, he's what is he, 5 foot tall, 5'2". He was a miserable type actor. Didn't look like he had very much success. And then he became president, and then a war started. And then everybody started paying attention to him. They were flying.
That's right. Hollywood stars coming, hanging out with him.
Yeah, Hollywood stars, people coming over. He's being flown to the British Prime Minister, to
private plane, cocaine,
all these world rulers being wined and dined. We know now that while he was fighting with Trump, his wife was out spending $2 million in Washington, D.C. So, you know, what the hell? And I didn't even know the Ukrainian president did that. No.
Bags, jewelry. I mean,
he was just having a good old time. And they can't even deny it because the press was following her around. So the thing about this is he's not what he appears to be. He doesn't want this war to end because when the war comes in, all this good stuff stops.
And he's going to lose his job.
And he's going to probably lose his job.
But he'll do all right. He'll steal enough, I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll have money left over. I mean, I'm sure he's already nestled enough away to worry about it.
Yeah.
So he'll survive. He'll get back out there, and he'll do whatever. But hey, well, no, John, he might get reelected. I mean, but if the war is going to come to an end, and if America's going to be there, we're not going to be there in a military point. We will be there. We will put a lot of our people there, which means that we will have a vested interest in keeping the region safe. So what we'll do is we'll talk to our allies in Europe and with the Brits and some of the others in the EU and say, hey, will you put some people over here? And we'll do that as a negotiation for NATO, because right now we're not backing the Ukraine for NATO. We're saying no. And we got a veto vote, which means he can't get in without us. So it ain't happening.
We make that mineral deal. We're going to protect our interests.
Yes, we're going to protect
so
our
he doesn't
interests.
have to be part of NATO because he'll have automatic protection, or the Ukraine will, not him per se. But it's just he went to DC, he got spanked. He went and thought about it, and now he wants to deal, and that's
well, it was worse. It was worse than that, because that morning Trump cut him off. No more, nothing. You're off.
I love
He
that.
put the pause. He actually said hit the pause button on the Ukraine. So by that afternoon, he'd already made 2 speeches, and he's on TV. He sent Trump a letter, by the way, and then he got on TV and said it. He knew it, and what got me was the Prime Minister of England told him, look, we will give you this money. Which, get this, by the way. So the British give him $2.6 billion of Russian money so he can buy weapons from Britain. Because Britain couldn't touch the money any other way. So Britain figured out, we'll give it to you because it's been seized, but we can't spend it. But you can spend it, and you can spend it with us. I mean, that's some dumb shit. But him and the French guy told him, the French guy told Lazinski, look, no, you need to figure out a way to get back on Trump's good side, because without America, you're not getting a peace treaty, and you're not getting anything. You're just going to be sitting there and getting your ass taken out. Because Europe's only going to go so far. Europe's not that. So what happens if America pulls out and Putin says, okay, look, I've had enough of this. U.S. already showed they're not going to get involved. I'm going to use a 1 kiloton tactical nuke on Kiev. I'm going to tell everybody ahead of time, get the fuck out, because I'm sending a tactical nuke to you. And I'm going to nuke Kiev. And I'm just going to level the place. And then I'm going to get on TV the next day and say, you're going to surrender absolutely unconditionally, or we're going to actually use some real nukes on your country. And what is Europe going to do? Rush in and use nukes? No, because they don't want to get nuked. I mean, the EU's complete nuclear force ain't even a quarter of what Russia's is. That's not an argument. No, you don't want to go there. So you're going to just say, okay, well, guess what? Ukraine, I guess you belong back to the Russians now. But it's in his interest to make a deal right now. And I think Trump can get some of his territory back. He's not going to get it all back, but he can get some of it back. And make a deal. And let us come over there as just, working on. Let us put 100,000 of our people over there, and we will make sure your country's safe. We will. And we'll make deals with all the right people to make sure your country's safe. England already said they're willing to put boots on the ground for security, and so is France, and I heard some of the other countries. So I've heard at least 9 countries say they're willing to put boots on the ground. So once the peace deal's cut, they go over there and put troops on the border, and that's the end of this. We don't have to worry about it anymore. Because Russia's not going to take on Europe.
Until the Democrats are in charge again.
Yeah, well, yeah. But even then, Russia don't want to get into a fight with the EU. I mean, that's not a good fight. I mean, EU might not have the weapons right now, but it won't take them long to get them all up that they need. It's and Russia don't really have the people to even get the weapons that they have. Russia can produce weapons pretty fast, but they don't really have any people to put in the damn things. They're down. They only had 180 million people when this war started. I mean, and half of them, at least 90 million of them, are too old to do anything but, watch the fight on TV. And to some of them, about another 40 million, too young to do anything. So it doesn't really give them much people for fighting force. Still more than the Ukraine's got, though.
Man, it's going to come down to Putin wants an out. He's been looking for an out. Now he's got an out.
He's got Trump.
Yeah.
because he can use Trump in his homeland to say, well, look, guys, I'm the mighty Putin. He's the mighty Trump. We don't want to start a nuclear war with Trump. Trump's threatened he'll use nukes on us. Do y'all want a nuclear war? And of course, his people are going to say no. His generals are going to say no, except for maybe 1 or 2 of them.
There's a brilliant tactic going on here, if it is a tactic, and Putin has said he wants to get Americans in jobs in Russia, and Trump is trying to get U.S. mining company rights or whatever you have to do to go mine in country of Ukraine. So imagine that American civilians in Russia working for Russia and working for America, and American mining associations in Ukraine mining minerals for the benefit of both Ukraine and U.S. Now, what happens if one of them attacks the other?
And they know attacks going on there because there'll be borders
down on their ass, like you attack one, you attack all. Bam,
yeah, see, there won't be any attacks there because that's going to be the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once they deploy security troops along the borders, there's not going to be no more fighting. Because that means big war. Because that's 9 or 10 countries versus Russia. What China's going to jump in? China don't want to get in a war right now. China's so broke. China don't want to do anything right now. China just wants to be left alone to figure out their financial crisis, which made him nervous when Trump got reelected because he's the one who gave him this freaking financial crisis in the beginning. He's they just. And Trump told me he's going to do that because they were all set to pass us up as the wealthiest, most powerful nation on the planet a decade ago. And guess what? Well, not a decade ago, but about 8 years ago. And guess what? Uncle Trump, he said, no, we're gonna put some stuff on you. He said this don't happen. Plus, they busted them on some of their lies, like stockpiling this and stockpiling that. They weren't exactly doing everything they said they were. And they do have 2 carriers now,
You know what?
Oh,
I think we'll see a ceasefire by next week, maybe even the weekend.
It's going to come pretty quick now. Trump's as long as Lozinski signs this deal, it won't be long. The ceasefire. And if Putin gets stubborn, then we will put troops over there, along with the Europeans, and say, "Okay, dude, you want to fight all of us, or do you just want to stop and move your ass back out of here?" And you know what happens if you use a nuke, because we got nukes too, Mr. Putin. Oh, he did talk about the Golden Dome. So he wants within 20 months, he wants us to be completely shielded from any type of nuclear attack in the United States. He says, "This is bullshit. Everybody on the planet, we give these things to everybody on the planet. We don't have them over our own country. What the hell's going on here?"
Yeah.
And he's right, because if you put 2 in each city, in all the major cities that, so over 200 cities, ain't nothing getting in here. That's like raining missiles into the fucking sky. Excuse my language. There ain't nothing getting in here, man. It's sorry guys, I'm used to doing politics with some cursing. So if you're UFO Undercover audience tonight, I apologize.
Yeah, what happened to UFOs, man? I was tuning in to communicate with ET
because we had to talk about Humpty Trumpty and his. Look, the guy is definitely changed.
The Centralist. We used to do this show years ago. Remember, Mike?
Yes, I don't. He's definitely changed. I mean, there's no doubt that he's changed.
He's done a 180. He's done a full 180 from his first. People don't. I mean, there's still the same people that hated him back then, still hate him now. But people who were kind of on the fence back then are like, "Oh, I think I kind of like him now."
I'm approving of what he's doing, man. Me personally, and
I am too.
I mean, I think since he got shot in the head, he's much different. The rhetoric that comes out of him.
Part of it too. Yeah, we hadn't talked about that.
Well, if you watched last night, he let the rhetoric go. Nancy and him gave him ample things to go after him. First off, you had Al Green in there acting like an ass. He didn't get mad. He didn't say anything. He let Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, take care of it. Mike, he got up there with the gavel and beat it around. Kept telling him, "If you keep it up, we're going to have the Master of Arms removed." He kept it up. They had him removed. And then after that, the Democrats kind of chilled. I mean, they was, doing their little signs and booing and shit like that. And then a couple of them got up and walked out at different points in the speech, which made them even look worse. And some of them just didn't show up. So the Democrats came out of this looking like fools. They came out of this looking kind of scary. Like they didn't want to be there because they knew they were going to be embarrassed. And he did embarrass them a couple of times. And in all fairness, he did embarrass them a couple of times. Oh, wait, let's put this on right quick. Hold on. What is this?
Pocahontas.
Oh, yeah, he got Pocahontas good. And then with the 5-year thing, he got her really good. And then she went on TV and got her own self, the idiot.
There's a side to you that I never knew all the things you say they were never true in the games you played. You would always win. But I said,
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the top one is London, UK, with all this stuff going on with all the immigrations. The bottom one is Warsaw, Poland, who built a wall around their country. And guess what? Look how peaceful they live. It speaks freaking volumes, man. I mean, it just speaks volumes. I mean, you look at that stuff, you're like, oh wait, which one was this? Wait, which one was this with Barack Obama? Hold on, is this the one I think it is? Oh wait, yeah, you're gonna love this. Oh wait, we're gonna have to play this one. Hold on, let me reset it. So this is kind of dumb, but we're gonna play it anyway since we got Uncle Barack with us, and we know Michael, had a thing for Barack, so we're gonna put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that, Jack? Barack's a good-looking guy. What you hating on him for? I think he's a good-looking guy. Well, I don't swing that way, so that wouldn't happen. But still, just because he's. Anyway, let's put this on right quick.
About Doge. Okay.
Yeah. So remember, you know what the liberals have been saying about Doge. Y'all remember this, right? All you, especially you Democrats out now. Now listen, this is your emperor, the guy you think who was the best ever.
This is if anyone is, this is the face of the Democratic Party. This guy right here.
So here you go. Y'all ready, guys?
The commitments that I made to the American people was that we would do a better job here in Washington in rooting out wasteful spending. We don't need to wait for Congress in order to do something about wasteful spending that's out
wait
there.
for Congress.
Cutting waste, making government more efficient is something that we would do a better job here in Washington in rooting out wasteful spending. We don't need to wait for Congress in order to
we don't need to wait for Congress. Your hero, Democrats. Your hero. The man you said is the best president the Democrats have ever had.
It's still not legal, I don't think.
So he said you don't need Congress to root out problems in agencies. Ooh, I bet she wishes he did what Trump's doing right now.
He wouldn't have been able to. Obama didn't have a mind for thinking when it came to leadership. Trump has a mind for thinking. He knew exactly what we need. He knew exactly what to do. Like he had a plan.
I don't think that's exactly it. I think he didn't know the game. He didn't know the Potomac two-step. He didn't know how to play the game. And then, he had his first administration, and he got his ass kind of handed to him halfway through with that COVID thing. But he and his team, like his lawyers that he's always worked with through business, they got one on the lip, and they figured out how to work it. They went through and they looked at the laws and what he can and can't do, and I think that's what he's doing right now. He's what it seems like what he's doing is illegal from the top, but it's somehow a loophole. I don't know, but he's got a plan in place. We've talked about this already. He's had 4 years to formulate this. What's going on right now?
Okay, this is from the reptilian Lizzie Warren. We're going to post this up right quick.
He said he was going to move swiftly, and there was, going to get right on through.
Okay, where are we at? There it is. So y'all see what this says. Let me see if I can see it up close, make it easier to read. There's nothing in the Constitution that says ordinary Americans have the right to see what we're spending tax dollars on. Senator Warren, January 30th, 2025. She just said this. Ooh, man. I don't even know what to think about you, Lizzie, baby. I mean, that's just...
Shows you what she's all about.
Right? Does show you what she's all about. There ain't no doubt about that. Jackie, hold on. I'm going to play that right now. I think this is CBS, so give me a second. We got to give these people credit. This is, how long is this? Just a couple minutes, I think. I think this is the very end when he proclaims the golden age for the United States. So somebody asked me earlier if I'd play this, so we're going to go ahead and play it now. Where's Present You at? I enjoyed the speech. I did. I didn't think I was. I actually told him I ain't watching that crap. It's going to be boring as hell. I think I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for different reasons. One, because he wasn't being all vindictive. Two, he didn't lose his temper or get mad or anything else. And he stuck to what he was talking about.
He was pretty
There were no angry tweets before, during, or after.
And those idiots holding up those paddles, didn't they know that's the day of the internet where you can just go to a shop and put whatever you want on those? I've seen more of that today than anything. It's very funny, man.
I know, because some of that stuff was just so stupid. Well, so before we play this, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the things that also made my poor friends in the Democrats look bad. They couldn't even organize a protest. So Al Green did his thing. A couple of people got up and walked out. A couple of people didn't show up. A couple of people wore pink. Some of them had paddles, and there was some of them just booing and making noise. They were that disorganized. The party that's supposed to be the party of, I don't even know what's supposed to be the party of now. They're the ones that look like complete idiots. I mean, they really did. It was a shame, but they really looked just discombobulated. They were just out of
Not
it.
just that, but traitors even to their constituents.
The fact that they didn't stand up for the 13-year-old kid says more than I even want to think about.
No.
I mean, really and truly. But anyway, we're going to play this right quick, and we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. Wait, am I in the room? Let me go check. Yes, I am. Okay. I wasn't sure there for a minute. Here we go.
Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world,
Speaks different.
and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age. These workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities. These warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we are going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
I don't know if that was Elon you heard. Yeah. Here's why his damn speech took so long. He kept getting up. And see the libtards. See, there's quite a few of them there. There's all these people. Oh, wait, there's some libbies standing up. Look at that.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve.
You know, and all night just standing there. I don't know who this little chick in the back is. She's all fired up.
Kind of like Emily. A little bit. Emily Men's house.
That's Boober, remember?
She showed us a few times. She's just.
She's the one who like diddled her boyfriend, you know.
My
in
fellow
a
Americans, get
play.
ready for an incredible future because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America.
God bless you, people. Yes, yes, people of Earth. Look at them. Look at them. They're running, man. Hey, my name's
Thank
Joe.
you very much. From the Patriots of Lexington.
Okay. Well, that was nice.
Great speech, man.
Yeah.
He did a good job. He pulled it together.
He's got new speech writers. He's got a new. He's got to have. I mean, we talked about his ability to play to the camera and play to the audience because of his time with the TV shows. So you got to wonder maybe he also got a voice coach down the road to govern his inflections and keep it from sounding angry and or paranoid.
He seemed like he definitely was different. I'll give him credit for that. It was definitely different. He seemed to be much more relaxed. Wait, what the hell just happened here?
Wow, look at that! It's an infinity loop.
I know. Let's get rid of that. That was kind of dizzying. I don't know what the hell that was. What is going on with this thing? Okay, somewhere there's some kind of weird something on that I can't see anywhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, that was the end of the speech. It was pretty good speech. He said "screw you, people" and ran on about his business. So I was happy about that. And he really did seem. He seemed relaxed. He seemed to have his stuff together. He was very pointed in his speech. This is definitely not the Trump of 2016, 2017, 2018. This is not the same guy. I don't know who this guy is. He's definitely different. He's got a different view on where he wants to go with the country as well. So, so far, I'm happy with what he's doing.
Same vision, but now I think there's more opportunity. We didn't have the thing in the Middle East. The Hamas, Hezbollah, Israel thing going on. So now he sees. I mean, he's a oh wow, what happened there? He's a seasoned hotel builder, hotelier, I guess if you will. So maybe he's looking at it as an opportunity to start building hotels in the Gaza Strip. And that's kind of profiteering from his politics.
Well, he's definitely different. He's definitely speaking differently. He's definitely moving in different directions. I mean, he wants to end the wars. He wants to leave some legacies behind. He wants to get this oil drilling. He wants to get our country back making money. I don't know a thing about the chip deal. I'll have to look more into that because I'm not sure why he'd want to get rid of it. Because I know he wants to bring the chips home, so I don't know why he'd want to mess with that deal. So that don't make any sense there. Because I mean, he already bitched that he don't want Taiwan to keep making our chips. Sooner or later, China's going to go over there and take it. So,
well, maybe he found out that there's a certain money stream from Taiwan that makes it more beneficial to let them keep making our chips.
It's not.
If there's a revenue stream out of it, Trump's going to allow it to continue.
Yeah, but this isn't so much about money as it is security. That's the whole reason they were moving
Right.
it. It was his idea.
Security, but Trump
it was
the opportunity.
Yeah,
for
but
income.
Yeah, but he's the one that wanted to move him here.
Well, I know, but like I said,
Because all it took, if China was to take that giving them 2 factories within 6 months, half our shit would quit working. This is a serious game. This isn't a baby game. This is something that really we dealt with. So I'm not sure. And the other day when I heard him talking, he was still talking about wanting chips manufacturing brought home. So I guess he's got a different route to it. He's looking at or something. Maybe he wants to see what's going to grow up out of the roots of these things. I'm not. It's hard to say sometimes with him.
But he is definitely, he can find revenue streams in anything. If he finds a revenue stream that's deep enough, he may change his mind on it. So let's not forget about that.
I doubt it. And I don't even know if he's got the power to do that. That's Pentagon and Congress.
isn't it a Department of Defense contract?
But Congress has to approve the money for that. So he does. So anything a Congress approves, the president can't just go over and turn it off. They have to be the ones that turn it off. That's why the judge is overturning some of the stuff he's doing, is because Congress has to be the one. So he's going to end U.S. aid, but Congress doesn't have to close it. So the next president comes in, and it's a Democratic president, can just pick it right back up. It'll all still be there.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that have to be doing it. So the chip thing is a bipartisan thing. I mean, it's had big bipartisan parts because the chips need to be made, and they should have never been brought out of the United States. I mean, these aren't.
They never should have left the country. Never once.
I mean, they make a lot of chips for a lot of things, but they also make the chip for the F-35 and the F-22. Why would we let anybody but us make those?
Stuff, and probably some of Elon Musk's stuff too. Wouldn't you think?
Elon makes all his own stuff. He said. Elon is funny about what he wants. Elon wants control. He wants to know from start to finish. That way, it can't be some Taiwanian chip or some Chinese part or some shit. You know, he wants to make sure. He wants to know it was on my team. I know who to scream at about it. Why did this multi-million-dollar ship just fall out of the sky and blow into a billion pieces? What's that, Jesse? You don't like Elon? You don't trust him? Why? He's not even taking a salary. No, he's not. Well, he does have security. I don't know if it's all. I don't know if the government pays for it all, because some of it's definitely his security. Well, lots of people have threatened his lives. But you just heard. Go ahead.
I think he has his own private security teams.
He definitely has that.
Particularly at Mar-a-Lago, but then he also has 24/7 Secret Service, so he's double covered.
I'm sure his private security is way better than Secret Service.
Oh, probably. Probably some of them came out of the Secret Service. I would not be surprised.
It's I don't really have a problem with Elon, guys. I mean, I think he's doing what he's doing. He doesn't. People tell me he's stealing. I said, what is he stealing, man? It's worth $4.5 billion. What the hell is he stealing? Your Social Security. Get the fuck out of here with that.
He was the first legal civilian data breach in U.S. history. He was given full access to all of the IRS's records. So he knows everything about every one of us.
Yes, but he only got read only. He didn't get write. He just got read. He can't download it. Can't change it. He can only read it.
Still, he can still
do it
at any one time.
So let's be honest. What is he going to really do with it? He can't access Jeff Bezos or any of those because that's considered a conflict of interest. So what's he going to do with the poor people? Nothing. There's nothing. What he would have to get everybody in America's income tax just to even come close to what he owns. There's nothing for him to steal from us. That's the point. And contracts, they'll give him contracts because they love him. He's our space program. Without Elon, we don't even have a freaking space program.
Yeah, NASA is grounded. Quite literally grounded.
Yeah, we would be behind both China and Russia and fucking India for that matter.
Yeah.
So I mean, nobody's getting rid of Elon. Elon's like Trump. He wants to help because he can. He's not the only philanthropist in our past to help us. There's been other rich billionaires or millionaires who's used their money and their time to help American society. He's not the first. Hopefully he won't be the last. But for some reason, the Democrats act like it's a plague or something. I was talking to one of my Democrat friends the other day, but I'm like, what is wrong with you? I said, this guy is going to help America. I said, think of if he can come up with even $2 trillion. I said, $2 trillion over 15 years is $30 trillion. He's paid off the deficit.
Yeah.
Or at least got us moving in the right direction.
Hell, he can pay off the deficit himself and still not be hurt at all.
Oh, no, he couldn't pay it off. Our deficit's $36 trillion.
Oh,
yeah.
He's only
it's out.
What?
Yeah, $400 billion. He'll make his first trillion probably within the next 5 years. And he'll probably be on Mars by the time as well. Well, I hope he takes Chuck Schumer with him.
Yeah.
and Adam Shifty Shithead, and Maxine Waters. Oh yes, and Nancy Pelosi. I can deal with Pocahontas. Them four need to go. They need to go live. And no, he needs to put them on an isolated place over there somewhere, preferably on an ice cube. Yeah, like the North Pole. He needs to put them up there, just right smack in the middle and leave their asses there. Because they would just make trouble on Mars. That's why. Oh yeah, they would be saying all kind of crazy stuff on Mars. Well, Elon wants to build a world on a different structure. Everybody looking and moving in the same direction. See, that used to be America, and it is America during wartime. So if you catch us like World War I, World War II, not so much Vietnam, but like in the last wars and we had overseas in Iraq, the country was moving in the right direction. George Bush had an 88% approval rating. So the United States was all moving and stepping together. But what happens is when there's no wars and there's nothing going on and there's no exploration, we start fighting with each other because there's nothing else to do. That's all it is. Oh, if we were exploring, see, in the old days when we used to explore and there was all kind of stuff going out in newspapers about this discovery and that discovery, people were fascinated. People had things to talk about. People were interesting. Today, it's just, let's fight. And we're going to fight about what bathroom you're going to use. Give me a break. I mean, come on, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I don't care, John. You can say whatever you want. So if I go transgender, you're going to let me wrestle with the girls? Is that what you're saying? I'm 260 pounds. I'd crush them. I would literally pick them up and just slam them on the floor. They wouldn't even know what happened to them. I watched one of these wrestling girls today. She's 180 pounds, big girl. She's wrestling. She's won like all kind of things. So she goes up against this trans guy. He just picks her, drops her, slams her down, almost kills her. She had to go to the hospital. It was over that fast. He just picked her up and slammed her on the ground. Boom. Because he's at least 3 times as strong as she is. Yeah, they were showing all the, the track guy. So that was one of them endurance tracks, and they had a trans guy running in it. He set the new record by 5 hours. 5 hours. And you think that's fair, right, people? Give me
that's like getting into a bicycle race and someone's got a Kawasaki Ninja.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
and it just goes. I broke all the records.
Yes, I mean it's just such. Look, I'm sorry, guys, but you want to be transgender? That's your business. I'm not going to hate on you. I don't care what you do with your little things, but you don't really have any business playing sports. It takes a long time to lose that testosterone.
Well, you need trans sports. Is the deal. They need. But I don't think there's enough of them to have a team. You know what I mean?
No, there's not. But I mean, when they trans long enough, after like 5 or 8 years, they do start to weaken. But it's that's not what's going on. These guys are going right in, breaking records, beating people. I mean, look at the boxing match for the Olympics. The guy just knocked everybody out. Just boom, 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 boom. It was like shooting ducks in a pond.
It hurt them too, man. You hurt them.
It did, because everybody thinks the Olympics is a piece of crap now. It's kind of like, oh no, what did you just say? Who said that? Wait, what? The what? Repeat that. Oh, what, you're going to delete it? You're talking about the award, which one? The one the peace award, the one they gave Barack Obama 6 months after he came in with 2 wars going on. The Peace Prize, yeah. Should Trump get it? Trump should get it. If Trump ends, because look, Hamas ended because of Trump. You can go, oh, Biden didn't do shit. Biden had 3 years, didn't do shit. The day Trump won the election, what did Hamas come out and say? We want to end the war. That was them. That was that day, the day he won. They said they wanted to end the war. That day. Now, you don't take my word for it. It's online. It's everywhere.
That is exactly what happened. I mean, it might have been a day after, but I mean, soon within 48 hours, stuff started happening.
It was the end of that war. They didn't have nothing. Nobody wants to fight with Trump because Trump will put troops out. It ain't gonna be, we're gonna send 500 people. No, we're gonna send 500,000 people, and we're gonna hunt you and your family and your kids and your grandkids and everybody else down until there ain't nothing left of your whole lineage. Yes, that's who Trump is. Yeah, I'd leave Trump alone. That's why I wouldn't mess with him. He's a Reagan. He's a Kennedy. He's an Eisenhower. I would leave the man alone. He will hunt your family.
That's why I said he's got the world by the short and curlies.
Yeah, I would just leave him alone. Let him get the world straightened out, which it needs to be. What do you mean European? Well, Europe can be as woke as they want. I don't care. I don't live in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
But Europe's starting to rebel on that woke shit too. All that immigration, when Angela Merkel let all them people into the EU and they did all that damage, then they went up to the Scandinavian countries and rate went up 412%. 412%.
Yeah.
And then they had whole villages up there in the Scandinavian countries where the cops were scared to go because they'd all taken a bunch of Muslims and taken over. Mr. Policeman that live up there in these Scandinavian countries, next time you have that problem, give
Germany.
me a call. Give me and Michael and Jay a call. We'll come clean house for you. I got just the right of weapons for that. Won't even be a big problem. Trust me. Once they see the three of us, they will leave, especially when I'm walking my alligator up to the door with me. They'd be like, wait, what? This guy's crazy. Yeah. And boom. And I shoot you. I ain't even going to ask you your name. I said, oh, you boom. Wait, you block boom. Wait, you block your boom. Boom. Oh, you shouldn't be boom. Oh, you shouldn't be blocking. I wouldn't be shooting your ass. It's that simple. After you shoot about a dozen people, they'll just say, oh, okay, we changed our mind.
Yeah.
Please send these assholes home. Send them home now. You can't, no, violence don't always
actually. They left under the premise of war, and now if those wars are over, they can go back home where they're from and build up their own society. So it wasn't a mass migration; it was an escape for them, supposedly. But I think that Europe needs to examine that very fact.
I don't think any of these gentlemen are going to give up any land. I think they're going to have to redraw the borders because what Ukraine has taken from Russia, they're going to keep, and I think what Russia has taken from Ukraine, including the last time what did they take the Crimean Peninsula? That's all going to stay Russia.
I don't know if they're going to let them keep all the territory. It's not sounding like Trump's going to let them keep all the territory.
It's got to be a deal.
Trump's kind of feeling like you're going to have to give up something too. And I think Trump's going to want more than just territory. I think he might want money.
Oh, Trump is absolutely going to ask for money. You get it. You that's 100%.
You got to rebuild the Ukraine, man. They got to
I think he's going to ask for money as well. So it's not going to go quite the way Putin wants. It's not going to go quite the way Linsky wants it.
Russia's
both of their names. It's Vladimir Putin and Vladimir Linsky. It's just
it's Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, like Voldemort. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, Volodymyr. Yeah,
okay, I got you.
Similar but different.
The guy that dances in heels, high heels.
Jimmy.
Yep.
No, you mean on this show? No, okay.
Dancing in heels might not be too bad of a gig.
Let me explain, Jimmy. No one in this show has any problem with correcting someone else. No, because we all make boo-boos from time to time. Yeah, well, we talk about a lot of stuff. I mean, if you go listen to our last 3 shows, we have crossed a lot of stuff. There's my Fetterman, dude. Fetterman, I don't know if you should become a Republican, but you should get his. You should get his.
You know what? He should be the Democrat moderate that leads the rest, and then takes control of the Democratic Party again, and then they can become the so-called party of the people. Even though I don't think they ever were. I don't think they ever.
No, they were never. Not the people I know anyway. The only reason they got the party of the people was because of the blacks, and that's over with. That's done.
They're not the working class party, that's for sure. They could care less about work. Look what they did and were allowed to do, especially the illegal aliens and what they did, and then just all the looking the other way, and then criminals letting them go. What the hell are they thinking, man? What the hell are they thinking? They're thinking votes. They're getting votes out of it. Now all those guys. I mean, not all of them are going to be deported, but the criminals are going.
Look at us. There we are. I'm watching this on Facebook.
Oh.
It's everything's working over there.
Good.
No, I turned them back on.
Oh.
I wasn't sure what caused it. I'm not sure why they did that in the first place. It was kind of weird. What was that, Jamie? Kind of queer. You gotta watch using that word. You can get in trouble, girl. Queer. No, I've been saying that word since I was like 6, man. You're queer. Yeah. What do you mean? So who's going to get mad at me? Gay people? Gay people could care less if I use the word queer. Like, whatever. That shit's so out of date, it ain't even funny.
It has gone back to meaning what it means, weird or out of place.
Yes. We got about 8 minutes. Why? What kind of question you got? Who? Rodney Dangerfield. What about him? What do you mean? He never ran for politics, as far as I know. And Jackie Gleason was into UFOs, but I don't think he ran for politics either. Where are you getting this from? You must be. Put the crack pipe down. Just put it down. I know it's calling your name. Just move it to the side. Yes. And ignore it when it calls your name. Okay? Just ignore it because it's bad for you. Jamie Lee, I'm sorry. What you got for us, sweetie? I think you did I think the speech was good. I agree with the almost 80% of America that thinks it was good. It's well, I've been watching a lot of news, and the news hasn't really been hating him that much. I mean, there's always going to be some hate on ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, and CNN, but there's always going to be some hate
CBS
there.
polls seemed. I mean, we just showed them like an hour ago. The CBS polls showed all been the positives for him, and they're typically a blue trending poll state, or
Well, when you see people on CNN taking up for Trump, you just got to be taken back and saying, okay, well, that's how this works. What are you talking about? No, I mean CNN is pretty much taking up for him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I watched a couple of them. No, and then there's been a couple of articles out there. There's been a couple of articles out there by Democrats who talk about how good he is. I know. I don't. So if you were watching that View when we were watching, you would notice there were a few Dems that stood up and smiled and clapped and stuff, mainly because hey, look, what he was saying was good stuff. Not everything he was saying was mean or horrific or anything else. Oh. You mean Mike? No, we ain't marrying Mike off yet. He's too young still. No, he's still young. No, not yet.
I'm not falling for it.
Give us another decade or two, then we'll marry him off. Yeah.
Marriage is a bad deal. It's a bad business deal. I'm not falling for it.
He's not.
Somebody will have me anyway. It serves me right.
What do they say about marriage? Marriage is an institution, and love is blind. So why would you want to join an institution for the blind?
Whenever someone says anything like that, I tell them to run the other way. I'm like,
so Elon Musk on Facebook says he wants to be my son. Yeah, okay.
Hell's wrong with you? You want me for
it? William Hill. Who the hell's William Hill? People, look, if you don't have nothing on your page and you send me an invite, I'm not gonna accept it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's just not gonna happen. All right, Carly. I think Trump did a good job. What can I say? I think he, I don't want to give him too much credit because I don't want his head to get all swollen up and shit, but I think he really did a good job.
I think that he probably sits there most days, several times, day and night, thinking about that shot that ripped through his head and thinking about, whenever something traumatic happens to you, it goes over in your mind. You don't just put it out of your mind. I mean, that was a half of an inch away from arteries that would have been it. It would have been it, or his brain would have been done. So I think that he's different. I think he's thankful. And I think that he's saying to himself, I'm going to leave this legacy. He's rich, he's old, and I think that he knows what to do. He doesn't need committees or people telling him what to do. He's got good people around him, though, great cabinet. I mean, he appointed former Democrats to the cabinet, and people that are, I think, people that are very legitimate. It might be the most legitimate cabinet and presidency we'll see in modern times, maybe ever. I don't know. We'll see. All we can do is wait and see.
Yeah, I also seen one of the senators, Wise, might be in trouble or for something to do with a non-profit.
You want to find a crook? Go hang out. Look for a politician, man. Politicians, they put themselves in perfect position to lie, cheat, and steal. You know, they really do, and it's hard to catch them.
Yeah. Well, no, some of them are kind of easy to catch.
Catch them, but it's hard to convict it, and they get reelected. You know, the crooked ones get reelected, man.
Well, you're talking about Marion Barry. You're talking about Mayor Marion Barry.
It's the popular vote, you know.
It's,
Marion Barry, the crackhead, who took bribes and all kinds.
Well, he wasn't just a crackhead. He got arrested in his drawers, in his underwear. He was wearing, I literally remember him wearing brown or black shoes, brown or black socks, and he had like those sock garters on each leg to hold his socks up, and then white boxers and a T-shirt. And they dragged him out of the apartment with a prostitute in his underwear, looking like exactly like that. That's how I remember him being arrested. It was funny as shit. Pardon my language.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, though. I'll tell you, man.
He went to jail. He went to court. He found guilty. He went to jail. I don't know how long, 4 years, 7 years, whatever it was. Got out, ran for mayor, won. As soon as he got back out of prison,
came back and won.
Came back out.
You ain't the first one to do that. I mean, that shit happens all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Fucking politicians winning shit.
I was watching them too.
Look at Trump, people. 34 convictions. 2 impeachments. And where is he at right now? The White House. He is president of the United States of the Americas.
Making deals.
Making deals. Feeling real. Oh.
Yeah.
He's the deal maker, man. That's what he does. We'll see how it all works out and where it all ends up and who makes the most money. And what's that, Jack? No, I got faith in the guy. We'll see. Well, hopefully my faith isn't in the wrong place. Faith's not really a good word. I don't really have faith in anything. So let's just say I feel like the guy's going to make it, yeah. No, but we got to go in a few. And who? You know, I don't really know, but you know what? I can find out. Give me a second. I can find out for you. You're talking about the what show? Michelle Show? That's not the name of Michelle Show. What are you on, crack? The name of Michelle Show is the Outer Realm. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And she comes on at 8:10 tonight. What does this say? It says the scoop on the long-awaited, with Preston Dennett and Dolly Saffron is his guest, her guest. Yes. They're hosts on this network on late night Monday night. Well, not late night Monday night, but about 9 o'clock on Monday night. Yeah, you can check them out. They're part of the Coronation Day. Yes, Coronation sponsors Monday. Yes, it does. One last question, and then we're out of here. You mean, man, that's a whole conversation. You're talking about is who's going to be the next president of the United States? It's a little early to be talking about that, but, you know.
J.D. Vance.
Could be J.D. Vance. If Trump does a good job, it could be J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
He's got to calm down, though. He's kind of an angry dude.
Yeah, he's slow. You seen him with Brzezinski cause some trouble. He's a lot hyped up.
I think they're doing the good cop, bad cop, you know, and that's what J.D. Vance represents.
Yeah, but one of his guys from one of the guys from college said he had a kind of a little spicy temper, is what he called it. A spicy temper.
You gotta be calm to be president, calm and click.
Yeah. You got Vance, you got Markio now, and you've got Ron DeSantis. So any of those three could be next president. Marco or JD are going to follow along Trump's lines pretty hard. Yeah. Ron will follow, but not as much. Ron's pretty much followed his rules down in Florida. He's changed a lot of rules down in Florida, so it's so it could be any one of them three. There are one or two others. I mean, Tulsi could run. You know, she's got the security stuff now, and there's always Pam Bondi now.
Yeah.
You know, the United States would like to put the first woman in. Pam Bondi would make a good president, probably. We'll see, but she could be the next president of the United States, and JD could be her VP. He could serve 12 years as VP before he becomes president. Oh, wait, you mean Tulsi would win and didn't have to serve another 8 years, be 20 years as VP?
Or Trump could come in as Vance's VP, and Vance
Trump can't come in as VP.
Nah, they wouldn't allow that.
He can't. He's not eligible.
Yes,
he can't
you
be
can.
president. No.
I looked it up. You can. Yes, you can.
2 terms. That's it. 2 terms.
No.
Congress will nowhere they will ever allow that. 2 terms is all
if
you
he comes
get.
in as vice president, he will become president till the end of the term if J.D. Vance were harmed.
Nah, I don't think Trump wants any part of that.
They're going to do that. They're going to be like, nope, we're sorry. 2 terms, all you get, president. Get out of here.
I think he'd be happy with that. He came back. He's doing his thing, and that's going to be it.
Well, he'll be what, 84, 82 when he gets out?
Yeah, he'll be done.
I guess he'd be 82. I guess.
82, yeah, 82.
Yeah, I guess he could go till he was 86. I mean, I don't know.
There's no age limit. There's only an age minimum.
What about Fetterman?
Fetterman's good. Well, if you're talking about Democrats, Fetterman's in the list for Democrats. So is Shapiro. And of course, Kamala's in the list.
I think that Fetterman is the only logical Democrat I've seen in the whole damn party right now. I don't know what the hell, they've got a long way to go.
Well, I never hear anything from Pittsburgh's
especially
governor.
that speech, just they're a bunch of babies, and they don't even understand how to represent people or what people need. They did this. Everything happening now is what they did. It was reactions. Voting Trump in was because of the last 4 years of hell, total hell. They didn't help anyone. They endangered people. They just didn't do anything positive. It was all negative, and didn't consider people at all. Never. Just took our money, right? Didn't want to end wars either. They didn't want to end wars. They didn't try to. Just a little bit of lip service. But Zelensky had Biden. Biden was just an old guy with a checkbook. He didn't even know what the hell he was doing. Biden wasn't even there mentally. It's going to come down when the truth finally really comes out. People are going to be like, oh my God, because the Democrats had orchestrated that, the puppet government, and that's what they got. That's what we had.
Yeah, I think we finally have someone who's pulling the strings his way, not their way, and that's upsetting too many people.
Going back to common sense, you have to. If you want to function as a country, you need common sense. You can't go crazy,
So there's an older video where Zelensky says that the United States will have to send its sons and daughters.
Zelensky, his sons and daughters. Yeah. No, I think we should send all the people that have "I support Ukraine" on their Facebook profile. I think that we should send all of them, draft them and send them to Ukraine to fight, because they seem to want the war to keep going.
So, yeah, they do seem to want the war to keep going. Now, I see questions like this. J.D. Vance issues blunt response when asked if U.S. forces will invade Mexico. Why would we invade Mexico?
We don't have to.
We may go down there and kill some cartel people, but why would we invade?
There's no point to it. Half of their people are already here.
The Mexican government need us to come in to do search and destroy throughout the whole damn place, and then go after that the cartel and shut them down completely.
Well, I mean, if we're going to do that, we might as well just annex it and call it the state of Mexico, because we have
you never want that liability.
We can get the pair. We can go for the pair, get to Mexico and then New Mexico, and boom. You
want the buffer. You don't want that liability anyway. Taking that on, but just helping them with a crime problem, in and out. Boom, done.
China responds to tariffs with a shocking move.
On the border, they have tunnels.
Oh, let's hear that. What is that, Joe?
That's what I'm reading right now. It says why the Dow Jones Industry Average, NASDAQ 500 falling today, consider the recent news of Washington. Yeah, we know all of that. So what did China do? China has
threatened us.
Yeah,
China's not going to threaten us because Trump ain't going to take no threat. Trump put up with a lot of shit, but you ain't threatening us. He's not. You see what happened when Zelensky threatened us. That's not he just ain't the kind of person you can threaten. Let's see. He has doubled the tariffs against China.
Xi Jinping said the markets, the tariffs, or the battlefield. So, yep.
Oh shit.
I don't know. It sounds like a bunch of bullshit. China fires back at the U.S. after a delayed terrorist response. We like what we care. China, we're trying to stop buying crap from y'all, so putting tariffs on us is stupid. The furthest spacecraft from Earth, shutting off instruments in interstellar space.
How does it do
Here's
that?
a nice note.
Control of it anymore.
Here's a nice
No, we
note.
still have control of it. It just takes forever to get a message to it.
So because of the tariffs, American toy companies are getting just amazing, huge orders coming in for American toys, you know. So, and they said they can handle the load, whatever they need, they can get it, and then they're going to hire people. They're hiring people, decent rate of pay, paying them health care. That's how you drive the economy. You get people working, you get local businesses, and you get, our country's businesses, even corporations, you get them rolling again. And no more Chinese crap, no more Chinese plastics, no more Chinese poison, no more Chinese dangerous stuff. Dangerous stuff they make, man. You know,
They do. They make a lot of crap with poisons in it.
Remember the sheetrock that destroyed how many? What, tens of thousands of homes and sent people to bankruptcy because that Chinese sheetrock destroyed. People. It was emitting a gas that was destroying people's appliances, and it smelled like rotten eggs. They couldn't sell the houses, the new houses they built, and then they sued. The companies they bought the sheetrock from. Of course, they were subsidiaries, just the American companies. They go bankrupt. They're done. Nobody pays for it. People got screwed. So, yeah, man. So that's China. Always remember, and plus China with the fentanyl, and they haven't gotten on top of that. So China's they're not our friend. They're not. The Chinese people might be, the government's not.
Oh, so the people getting behind RFK about changing school hours.
Wow. To
Well,
what?
that's cool.
What are they school?
Hold on. Well, we got to go. It's okay. We'll save it. Let me save it for. Seeing it, trust me. What the hell is that? The CDC recommends teenagers should get 8 to 10 hours of sleep in a day. About 77% of high school students report insufficient sleep on school nights. Of course they do, because they're trying to stay up and talk to their friends all fucking night. That's why.
Yeah.
We've all been there. We've all done that. But no, they're he was wanting to. They said they make the kids get up too early in the morning, and so he's thinking that they should be getting up. They should be going to school around 8 or 9. NATO member state is set to start shooting down Russian drones. NATO member state. Whoa! Who is this? Wait a minute.
What?
A NATO member state is set to start shooting down Russian drones. And who the hell are you? And why are you that stupid? Romania. Well, Romania, you're not even as big as my toe. Get out of here, man. Jesus. You just want to get taken over. That's all. You just want to get taken over. But anyway, we got to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. It's after 10 minutes after past the hour, and Michelle's just starting her show. Go sure to check out The Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Preston Dennett and Dolly Saffron. They'll be over there having a good old time, causing all kind of trouble. Go in there and give Dolly trouble. Say Joe sent you. Yeah, say Joe sent you. And on that note, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio. We will be here Friday night, picking up on this. We need to talk a little bit. We got to get in a little more in depth to Trump. We'll probably play some more clips. Oh, we got some new lefties losing, and we always got to play some of those. I just love those fucking lefties losing.
Yeah.
We got a couple of those, and we need to talk a little bit, get into a little in depth into the response of the Democrats, which I've only half-heartedly listened to, so I'm going to have to go back and listen to it. And then we'll start talking about maybe where the country's going and where the world's up to. What kind of news is up? What has Trump been doing? How far have we come along? Has there been any progress and peace between now and then? He gave Hamas the finger today and said, hey, it's your last warning. Give us our hostages back. Okay, Hamas. When Trump tells you it's your last warning, you better fucking give them back, or else bad things may happen to you and your family and your other family. No, he likes to do research on everyone. And he's also talking to a lot of people in the Middle East. He's got some kind of weird idea going on out there, so you better be careful, because he might turn the whole Middle East on your ass as well.
He's made friends with the king of Egypt, and then they're talking, man. The king of Egypt says he likes Trump's plan. So there you go.
Saudis kind of like it too, so they're kind of doing it. You mean the Brex? You know what? We will talk about Brex on Friday night. It hasn't really amounted to shit. There's no real new currency. they were going to be the new currency and replace the American currency, but it just didn't seem to work. Now that Trump's back, that has little to no fucking chance of going anywhere. I've already heard Saudi think it's talking about leaving and going back to U.S. and just using U.S. currency only, like they had been doing for 100 years. Yeah, so I think Dubai is talking about the same thing. Well, there was only a handful of countries. It was Russia, China, North Korea, Saudi Arabia, Brazil. There was 2 others besides that I can't remember, but that was it. You know, everybody wants to be at the height of something new. It's like Bitcoin. We all wish we'd have bought Bitcoin when it was 5 cents a coin.
Yep.
Yes, because we'd all be effing retired now, and we'd be doing this from our billionaire mansion somewhere. Yes,
Probably
with
so.
with our servant serving us while
we could be meeting at like places like Puma Punku and stuff and talking about that, you know, like on the top of these actual things and
having the helicopter over the top of it while we're talking.
Yeah.
Jay, don't fall in the damn volcano there, buddy. Was that your dog? Oh shit. Anyway, guys, we got to get out of here.
Found for sure.
But we got to be sure to check out Jay. Are you on this Friday night with Uncle Jeffrey?
Yes, we have Carter Bouchard, Bigfoot stuff.
Oh, big old Fort de Mont. So be sure to check out Jeff and Jay.
He was a smelly dude.
No, there's other shows on Friday. There's the father guy. I can't remember his name for some reason right now because I got headed. But he's on Friday, and then Spirits on Friday, and then Jay and then us, and then Ethereal's on before them. So there's a couple of good shows out there to watch. It's a good lineup. Friday, Monday, Wednesday, whatever night you're on is a good lineup. Yes, you know. So anyway, on that note, good night. Stay tuned for the Outer Realm and stay out of trouble, people.
Bye.
And send us your poll.